Hi, we're going to finish up now on the Be Happy chipboard album, and then I will move on to the Berry Sweet, and we'll get that album. You should have for if you're doing Berry Sweet, you're going to do the cover exactly like our Be Happy. But we are actually going to start with this album cover page, not page, cut the album cover, because I want you to cut all of your strips before we get into cutting other papers. And so I'm going to mat this all with you. We're not going to decorate it. We'll just mat it. So you want to start off for the front of your cover. And I'm just going to use the white matting cardstock. It's 6 3/8. And then I cut mine at 8 1/4. It's a little bit shorter. And then I cut my strips right now at 8 inches. But you can cut yours. You just don't want them any shorter right now than 7 inches. And these are 1 inch by mine are 8, but you can do yours by 7. And I did, I believe, let me count them 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I did 14. So I'm going to cut 2 of them on camera with you. I wanted to prepare these because it can take a little extra time. They are my 1-inch strips, and you're just going to use scraps of your cardstock. And mine are 1 by 8, and I just went through all of our scraps. I don't want that. So it doesn't matter which ones, you just want a good variation of 1-inch strips. I'm going to use my old Martha Stewart punch, and you can use any border punch. You can use border dies that you like, that you want to use for your cover. A scallop would be nice. And we're just going to punch one of the edges. And just like that. So I'll do 2 of them with you. Again, this is why I wanted to do them beforehand. Sometimes this one will miss, and it's fine. I just go in and round it off a little bit, or all these border punches are, because you have to kind of line things up. Some of them are harder than others. Okay, so I have my border strips all punched. And so what I like to do first is, the reason this is 8 1/4, and let me get the cover here. I need to take, and it's upside down, so I would not have been happy there. Yeah, let's check our orientation. It is 1/4 of an inch shorter, so it's the 8 1/4, because I'm going to have, that'll go to the top. My little border will hang over the edge, just like so, just a little bit. But I just think it looks nicer. So we're just going to lay it to this edge, hanging over a little bit. See, we're going to cut, and that's why I did it this way. And first off, I'm just going to start laying down. I kind of got a lot of whites and yellows, and that's okay. I'm going to lay them down. Whoops. Things will move. I'm not too worried about that right now. Let's go with, oh, here we go. Kind of spread them out. Oh, I just used that one, so we don't want to use that one again. Let's check here. Hey, we got some cute polka dots. Like I said, I do have a lot of yellow. I want this to be at the top, so I'm going to set that one aside. And when you're laying them out, you just want, so see, it's just barely going to cover that top part. Okay, we'll save him. Let's go with another yellow. I mean, you can use that. Wouldn't really hurt anything. Green, white flowers. Definitely Need some color or something darker. Yeah, something darker. Then I can bring in my polka dots on the black. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, that makes it kind of stand out there. My flowers, because we need to lay this down. And make sure that we are getting good spacing. Let's go with the green. Then I promise once you lay this out, you'll be like, I need to arrange it a little bit more. And you will. So we'll put this one at the top. And that is how I created that darling little pattern. So I do need to squish things down at the bottom a little bit. I always cut 1 or 2 extra, which I did, and that's good. So now I know pretty much the order I'm looking at. So we are going to now glue these down. Another thing you can do, I debated, we can use score tape on here too, but you know what, it still might lift. Let's just go ahead and let's use our trusty glue. So I just scribble a dot on, not a dot, a line across there. Now remember, I want this to hang over the bottom a little bit. So if you have a scallop or you have holes, it can get messy, but your art glitter glue will dry clear. So just wipe it off. And yeah, make sure we're not stuck. All right, so I'm going to kind of flip these over and hope I remember. Now, as I'm going, see, I'm just going to add it to the solid side of this punch. Everybody's punches are going to be a little different. So that's kind of what my spacing looks like. Let's see. I didn't already put the black down, did I? I don't think so. Ooh, my bees are going the wrong way, but they're still pretty cute. But I did use this side. All right, I need to remember not to put glue at that end there. Well, that always happens. Things get messed up. We'll turn them over and we'll just make us a cute new pattern. How's that? So I did it again. I like to stick with the 1 inch. You could go a little bit wider, but 1 inch, see, even that turns out kind of pretty. And then I'd cut that off. Oh, I'm going to use that. So I'll cut that edge off. So do check both sides because you just never know. And then that gets cut off so you won't even see the wording, and it gives me a little bearing there. I have that at the top. Let's bring in another yellow, that polka dot. See, and basically it's going to get covered. So you can use, different scraps that way for this without worrying if there's writing on it. And yes, you get to listen to where we're snoring. Yeah, let's do that one. I really like that side too. Reminds me of a little dress I used to have when I was little. Let's see. Yeah, it always comes out different each time. And if you go over that side, that's okay because we're going to trim it. So how are we doing here on our yellows? Because I did have an excess of yellow. Well, let's save that one. Stripes. Now we can go with another yellow. Okay, a white. Now, if you have another collection and you're working, you're like, oh, I got all these scraps left. Cut a bunch of 1-inch strips. Just punch them in your downtime and put them away because you can also use it with other collections. So I want that to be my top. And now we're getting to where I need to check things out here. Because I do this every time. Sometimes I get, oh, I think I had an extra one anyway. No, I did. I had an extra one. So let me decide here which one I don't want because that's going to touch right at the top. But the polka dots kind of correspond with the bottom there. So let's see. Which one is our border strip out? I'm going polka dot. So this little cutie, we'll save him for something else. Maybe our cards, because you've got plenty of paper. We got cards to make. Now, say you need to stretch him over the top. That's okay, because you can just trim it. The only thing is you don't want it shorter because you don't want to trim the white. You can only trim this if it sticks over the top. I got a little off there. So now one thing I do go back. Now if there's anything here that maybe is sticking up too much, but I like it to be a little bit loose there to look more like, you know, the scallops, or you can just glue them down flat. But we're going to put things on here so it will help flatten it. Okay, now I'm going to bring this to my cutter. And you do want to be, or you can do it by hand. You want to be careful. So you don't want to cut it too short. I'm not worried about it being too long, you know, over this edge, because let me show you, we cut it at the 6 3/8 by 8 1/4, so it's just fine. Doesn't that just make a lovely cover? And then I did put down, let me show you, a strip on the side. Now the reason I had done that is because, if I recall, I had cut mine too short. But this time I'm just going to use on this edge here, see my border scallop, and we'll do that in just a moment. Actually, let's let me see something so that we can cut it. The same. I'm going to just put it to the bottom of my scallop that's hanging over the edge. And we'll just cut that off. Because it's going to go right to the bottom there. Then it'll go across there. So we can add our adhesive. So we make it permanent. It does not need to go to that overhang because we made it longer. So it would be the 8 3/8. Now I've got some here and it was sticking over the edge. So we'll just trim that. And then before we put this down, we do need our ribbon. Now when I turn this over, oh gosh, I can't handle. So I'm just going to kind of cut my scallop to match that scallop at the bottom. Just snip at those corners. I have to use a different ribbon. I actually sent all the ribbon back to the warehouse and forgot to keep my yellow and black polka dot so that it's being sold. So there's package of this to match. So you want 4 10-inch pieces of your ribbon. I'm going to use the black and white. Where did I put it? It's over. And we are going to put our ribbon 2 inches from the bottom and about 2 inches from the top on the album itself. And I have my 4 10-inch pieces because I like to put it in at about 1 inch. So I'm just going to mark 2 inches from the top and 2 inches from the bottom would be 6.5 and 2. I'll still need this and this. Whoops. And I'm going to go in about 1 inch. We'll mark the sides in just a minute. I mean the back in just a moment. Then our cover. Remember, this comes clear to the bottom. And that looks really good. Well, goodness. Sorry. Now along here, I am just going to go along this edge to make sure I secure it down. Okay, let's slow down for just a minute here because my brain is going too fast apparently. Everything's down. So you can even go back through and kind of ruffle those up, but they will do it on their own. Let me show you. See, mine kind of ruffled up by themselves. If you don't like that though, go ahead and add glue underneath there. But isn't that pretty? It just, ooh, makes a really pretty cover. So I am going to have to glue down a little boo-boo when I went with my bone folder. But you don't even see it. We put family fun up there too, so you don't. Okay, my spine. My spine's going to be a little different than the original because it is going to depend on your scraps. Because I did do this first. Next time I won't do that. I'll do the other album first. And so I may have to trim some things down. Our spine is 2 inches by 8.5. So I cut this at just a hair short of 2. But I am going to go ahead and take just a tiny bit off. Well, actually, let's just make it 1 7/8. Okay. 1 7/8 because when my album is open, I like to be able to lay it down in between. If I can lay it down in between, then I know it's not going to get damaged. Okay. 1 7/8 by 8 3/8. And I chose this piece. And then I chose this white in grid. And it is 1 3/4 by 8. I'm going to turn it sideways. It's easier. So 1 3/4 by 8 is going to be the middle piece. You can even just use a white matting cardstock. 1 3/8. It's a hair over 1 3/8. And then it is 7 3/4 long. That's going to be in the center. And yours may look different than mine. It depends on your scraps. In the beginning, I wasn't going to make a 6 by 8, the ring binder, but I was having so much fun with them. So I made this first. And I thought, you know what? There's still enough left in our kit. Let's do the ring binder. But next time I'll do the ring binder and then we'll do the chipboard album. Because I do enjoy those ring binders. And actually, it's gotten some of my friends into crafting. They said they don't feel they could make a chipboard album, but now after making the ring binder, they're like, oh, yeah, I got them hooked. Okay. So there's our layered cardstock for our spine. I want to add glue first. You can even sew that on your machine if you'd like. That'd look really cool. And for the back piece. So we're going to use the black matting cardstock at 6 3/8 by 8. And we're going to put our ribbon down first. So let's go ahead and mark on our album the 2 inches and the 6.5 inches. So we know where to put our score tape. 6 3/8 by 8 3/8 ribbon first. That was silly. I almost did it. Good catch, good catch. I heard you all out there screaming, put your ribbon on. Black shows everything. And our top piece is going to be 6 1/8 by 8 1/8. Aren't those pretty together? I just love the black that they put in here. All right, coffee time. Okay, our cover then is ready for decorating. Let's just head to the inside. Again, you will see some changes due to the fact that that's album making for you. So I'm going to use the black, but mine has the dots. And I really did stay pretty much true to the album. It's just, well, things happen. Okay, we do want a black and white tie around the album. And I'll tell you what it is here in just a second. I'm making sure mine is not too short. Mine's a little short. And I do have more. So I want you to cut a 24 to 28 inch piece. And then you should almost be out of ribbon except for your little tiny pieces that we're going to put here on text. Okay. Now we need to remember this will go around the back before we put it down in our book. So I'm going to take my 6 3/8 by 8 3/8. Whoa, that side's wild. And I have to move it just in case sometimes the camera don't like that. So it's 6 3/8 by 8 3/8. We also have some solid green. You should have solid green, gray, and a couple of other colors that you can use if you prefer a different color. So I do have those full. And then if not, I mean, we'll be using our leftovers here next week for cards. All right, let's go ahead and put the piece on the back. And for the back, once again, I had done a black. Actually, it was this one. I put this one on the front, and I'm going to put guys, we're going to come back to that at the end. I'm not sure what we're putting there, so that's okay. We can do the back when we do the pocket. So we're going to go ahead and mat our darling little booklet. Okay, so page 1, Let me get my pages here. Page 3. Okay. And we're going to need these little strips. I'm wondering if I was supposed to put that on. No, I'm not, because it's too small. Okay, well, that piece is going to be a mystery. So we are going to mat this, and I'm going to do a walkthrough for you. This will come from our sticker sheet. We put that on after it, but it's behind here. So let's go ahead and let's grab our sticker sheet so we have it handy. And I did like the polka dots on the top of here, but you can always tuck it back in if you want to put it on first. See, we had, I don't know what I did with it. Okay, I'm going to use a different one. This goes behind, I put it behind there. And since it's kind of the teal, I'm going to use the teal. You know what? I think, see, I have 2 different packages of kits that I've made projects with. And one, so I do want to say, if anything is kind of mixed up, I'm going to stay pretty much to what I used, because what we didn't use in the ring binder, we're using here. So if you have a different one left over, they're all okay to use. So I'm going to use the teal blue one. And I'm going to put this matting first, and the teal blue will sit on top. Okay. Then the insides are just going to be the yellow and the black. And then we use the strips, which are the backs. And then we'll do that for this side. So basically we're going to start with the black at the top when we flip our page open. So mine flips open this way. You can reverse it, but mine will flip this way. So we'll start with black. And I'm just going to put a note there. So when I flip the page, I don't have to go back and look. But right now we're going to take our matting piece, and we cut a full piece at 4 7/8 by 7 7/8. I've already done that, but I wanted not just the yellow. So I'm going to take my green side. I'm just going to cut off an inch like that. And then we may have to cut off just a hair from here. Green to that side. Then I'll put this down. And yes, we're going to take 1/8 of an inch off of this one. So I just put it to the 1/8 of an inch. Off that comes. And then we'll have that perfect little split there. And then I didn't, let me grab the ephemera. I forgot to grab it. I was so prepared in other areas. Okay. It's still in there for another project. Okay, that we're going to use 2. Oh my goodness, these are sticky little guys, let me tell you. So from our words, we want the word life, and then we're going to want 2 little white flowers. Oh, that's mostly our cover stuff. Here we go. So we're going to have a white flower here. white flower there. Okay, so our little ephemera pieces are ready to go. Put those aside and let's go ahead and glue everything down. In the album, I did not pop anything up that I recall, but we'll know more when we get there because you don't quite have the room that you do in your binders with the flaps because you want them to close flat. All right, the word life, I'll put just down the center. I'm going to bring that right to the top of the plaid. Tweezers are great. You know what? I did use two, so you're going to want two. So I'm going to use the blue and a yellow. And I'm going to put it down about 1/4 of an inch from the top. And then we're going to match on the back side. Or if you have a die or a punch, you can just punch some out of your cardstock. And then we're going to take the word B down here at the bottom. We want the word B. Or any other word you like. But you just we might be using it on other pages. Okay. I like to put words on the tabs. It makes them, it just looks more complete. Okay. We want to cut, let me tell you how many of your black pieces. I got one a little short there, but it's okay. I'll show you why. You want 1, 6, and they need to be 4 7/8 by 4 3/4. Then I cut 6 strips left over. This was from when I cut the front. These are 1/2 inch by 4 7/8. And then you want 6 pieces that are 3 inches by 4 7/8. Okay, 3 by 4 7/8, 4 3/4 by 4 7/8. You want 6, 6 1/2 by 4 7/8 border strips. Okay. So it's 4 7/8 wide. And what we're going to do is go top, bottom, top, bottom. Okay. So I will just start gluing down. 4 7/8 that way. Don't do that. Man, I'm doing that a lot today. I have new glasses coming too. I only have, I think, 2 more weeks because I'll need them. So does my camera. Come on, let's. As soon as I get done recording today, I think I am going to buy a new camera. I really don't think there's, I'm going to switch my cameras. I have 2. I think I'll switch my cameras out. And we'll see if, for some reason, even with the autofocus off, it wants to focus. It's acting like my eyes right now. With I need a stronger prescription. I don't like saying that, but it's just what it is. But that's okay. I'm just blessed, and I feel very fortunate I can get another prescription of glasses. Oh, let's not get too close. There we go. To our fold. Such a pretty place for photos on. You know, black matting really is stunning. We glued this down, so, but if it was sticking over, I was going to trim my matting. Okay, our 3" by 4 7/8, I put at the top, and yes, there's a space, and that's okay, because our 1/2" will then go on. And again, my whole thought process was photos on all of them, or leftover words that I had. I could go back with the photos and add them in that pretty spot. I'm going to get poked with those scissors. I got poked last night with my scissors. Need to keep them out of the way. Okay, see, our 4 by 7/8 by 1/2 fits, and then it just brings it together. I'm always getting that dried glue off because it comes off. Okay, now we have just these two. Get that off. So when I turn the page, I started here at the bottom, and then this one was at the top. Four and 7/8 by 4 3/4. Making sure I put the right side down. Okay, now on the back side here, I did switch and I went with the plaid. Then I'm going to go with the yellow side, 3 inches by 4 7/8. Now the yellow will go on the strip. Sure, no glues there. Must have cut something a little off because these were closer than the other side. But that's okay. Our border strip covers it. And I have to say, I got through this and I didn't even put it the wrong sides. All the right sides were where they belonged. Love this together with the black. The black just really makes it pop. Beautiful spots for those photos. So this one will open. Isn't that cute? Summertime checkerboard. Okay. So across the center, this is 8 inches. So at 4 inches is where I'm going to lay down a piece of score tape. Gosh, I do. I cannot wait for those glasses. My eyes really need them. I went too long without. I was like, no, I'm not going to spend the money. No, I'm not going to get them right now. My husband's trying to like, go get them. And he was right. Okay. So I want to flip this over really quick and tie it. Because one thing I like to do with this ribbon, of course, you can cut your ends cute. So it looks like 24 inches will do. I'm going to cut it. And then I like to make a knot. So I made a bigger than normal bow. And on this one, I'm going to knot it, which is cute. And it'll also keep it from unraveling. And if you did purchase separately any of the Doodlebug charms, pretty cute to tie onto here. All righty. So this is now ready to put down in our book. And we will be working from our book from this point on. And I'm just going to, I am going to bring it to the right a little bit more, ½ inch on your matting, about a ½ inch, on the left. Okay. I like to put the adhesive right across my ribbon so it gets under there also. So that right there just added a lot of room for some photos, depending on the size that you make them. Okay, let's head over here. Set those aside. Oh, there's one more. Because sticking out there, it's going to drive me nuts. Okay, page 1. Get my pile here. There goes my cutter in the garbage. Okay, page 1. Let's get our pieces and parts here that we need as everything's falling off. Because it's page 1 front and back. There's my front. Okay, so we're going to do the back side here. And I'll give you the measurements. So I'm using your floral, and what was that one called? Floral and stripes, I think. And then I used my corner rounder. So let's get that out. Now on the front of this cute little pocket, we will get out our ephemera here in a moment, but we want a piece that is 2 3/8 by 3 7/8. It's going to go across that little flap we created. And I'm going to just round those corners. Yeah, I've got temporary there. And then for the back side, I'll use the grid. And it is 4 inches by 3 7/8. Gosh, you guys, it's hard to see the white on white, or the light colors on light colors. There we go. Whoa. My eyes are saying, get those glasses here. Okay. Because this is going to close, so we didn't need to go out to the bottom. Temporary off. Make sure it doesn't stick. Now just up the sides, left hand side, right hand side, and we'll close that. Back side is going to be the grid. No, did I do the grid? Yes, I did the grid, so I could use it as a journaling spot. 3 7/8 by 5 3/8. 3 7/8 by 5 3/8. Now on the side, I cut, we're going to do just like we did a minute ago on the little booklet. This is 4 7/8 by 7 7/8. And then I'm going to cut from the top here. It was a little bit more this time. It was 1 1/2. So I'll take 1 1/2 off. And then I'm just going to take some of this off. We are actually going to have a little strip. I mean, a little one. It's like 1/4 of an inch. I used the blue like we just used, but you can definitely, you know, this is cute too. If you have any of the little border strips left, and I do, or I'll show you the book here in a second, or from that blue, or this blue would be nice. Actually, I'll probably stick with the blue. This one, but we'll keep that out. Bottom corner, let's go ahead and round that if you did the rounding of your corners. Whoops, we'll put the plaid facing out. Oh, I'm smashing that. I just realized that. Just fold that in for now. There we go. Then we can fix that easy enough when we get there. Go ahead and round the top edge. You should have just a little space there. Okay. I'm just going to cut this one at 4 7/8 because it's easier to cut the bigger piece now than after you cut your 1/4 inch, because I only did a 1/4 inch. I wanted a very narrow, I just wanted a cute little narrow border across there. And so I did 1/4 inch. And we're just going to glue that down. Oh, the stripe's cute too. So you can use either side. Okay, let's get in our ephemera, because we're going to do this front cover. We want to do this one, and we are going to look for, I'm going to soon be putting these together. We want, there's a little honey pot. Honey bears. Oops. So we are looking for our honey pot to go right there. And the front, let's get out a couple of things. Nope, it's not those. We're looking for this bouquet of flowers. Then a bee. And the one I chose, let's see, he has his wings, there we go, going to the left. And then we want the strip word, home sweet home. And there's life is sweet. It's a square one. Family. Uh-oh, did we put that on our other book? Family fun. It may have come off of a border strip from the paper collection. Okay, these guys have to come out. There we go. It did not, but I remember if we did accidentally use it in the other book, that's okay, because we can use, I used home sweet home. Wait a minute, it may be a sticker. It's a sticker. We don't have to cut one. It's right there, home sweet home. I forget about these stickers. I think that's so nice that they put those on there. And the bee. And home sweet home. Oh, nope, stay right there. Okay, in your, I know you have these left over. They're in my bag. So with your tags that are left over, then you can just go ahead and use your leftover twines and tie those. And I just had those. I just popped them on there because they were, I wanted to hold them together. So if you have any twine in your stash, you can just tie it around your ribbons and pop those in there. Okay, let's go ahead and open our book, because now we want to match these two inside pieces. So our first piece is what we're going to put down at the base from the petite, let's just call them petite prints. I can't remember if they're petite prints, petite stripes. They have just all the different names. So this one's 5 7/8 by 7 7/8. And that's going to go down. And if you find it's in the way of any of your flaps, go ahead and trim it if you need to. If you maybe put your flaps on the inside a little too far, so just trim your matting to fit. Okay, we have 2 photo mats, 2 black ones, and then with the white, that's not correct white. Whoops, don't fall. Okay, let's see what we got here. It turned over. Now, I remember I cut these. Let me check something, guys. Well, let me double check another pile. Okay, well, let's cut them again. Let's not cut them again. They're right here. Yes, they are. They were hiding. So we're good. Oh, I'm an accident waiting to happen. Sorry about banging the camera. Okay, we have 2 that are 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. And then the white mats are 3 by 5. So these are 3 1/4 by 5 1/4. And our white photo mat is 3 by 5. We're going to put these together really quick. So we'll put them down as a unit. Oh, goodness. I wish I had a sani for my fingers, a sani pot or something to dump those in, because the glue, it flakes on everything. That's the only complaint I have. But it's okay. First time I experienced it with our glitter glue years ago was, oh my Lord. What happened? Did I burn myself? You know how your skin will peel. But I realized it's just the glue. Okay, so I just want to lay my photo mats here. And then we're going to get our sticker sheet, because we want to make sure we have enough room for It's a Beautiful Day. So they do need to come up to the top quite a bit. I mean, you don't have much of a border at all. And I'm going to put this down first, so I know how to space my photo mats. There we go. Remember, we have our little tuck pockets, so let's get those. It doesn't belong here. And then we have our yellow polka dot that'll show at 4 7/8 by 7 7/8. And then I have did I not cut my covers for these? Maybe not. No, I have a feeling I didn't. It doesn't go here. And we had pre-cut these. I mean, this was in that first tutorial. So I know our matting is going to be 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. Okay. So we want to lay these down. They're 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. And I'll put them down on the matting. Don't go any further or you won't be able to close it nicely. So it'll just meet with the top of the matting, the bottom, and there is a space. And then we're going to, for this, you can definitely use your leftovers. Oh, that looks nice too. But so does that. So I'll go polka dots. I did say 3 1/4, correct? Yes, I did. 2 3/4 by 3 3/4, and you're going to want 2. And if you, I had used that plaid that we used right here. I just didn't have any left, but you've got other pieces that everything matches. That's what's so nice about it. 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. That will go. And so I want to just side, bottom, and one side. Again, I'm just matching the matting on the bottom and on the inside here, but don't go to your fold because you want to close the door. Okay. And I just refer to these as tuck pockets because you're just going to tuck something small in. I have even been out I did a camping album many years ago, and with one of the, no, it was all the granddaughters, and we had just tucked leaves in here, but we did put them between the wax paper, and so that's why I refer to them as tuck pockets, because you just want to tuck something, you know, small. Of course, don't tuck your leaf right in there because it'll crumble all over as it dries. No, we put it between the wax paper, and so the edges, they were really cute. Okay, what are you going to put in your tuck pockets? You're going to put your leftover tags. These, they look like they came from the 6x8 pad. And again, they're just a fun place to tuck your leftover tags or make them. You can just make them from your papers. I believe these are the 1 in, or no, these are the 2 by 2x4, and then you just you could round the corners, and you could use those for your little tuck pockets. Now we want to get into the goodies again. Our fun ephemera, and my bees, they're going to go right here. The bees under their umbrella. I just love how pages come together. It was just nothing, and then it just came to life. Okay. Backside is that waterfall. And oh, I know what that goes to. Okay, we have quite a few pieces and parts for this, okay? Not sure if you are, but we're going to keep you handy. Okay. So the back of our waterfall, did we glue this? Some things I did not glue down. Did we glue that in there? Yes, we did. Three. There's 4 and then 5. And we have a long one, 6. So let me get out these pieces. Pieces and parts. Let me make sure everything is correct. Those aren't correct. You know, that's really odd that I have these in here. Oh, I know what these are. Okay. Oh, I know what these are. You know, that's what happens when you cut it. And then you're like, where does this stuff go? That's the top. Okay, this is going to be the inside of the page here. And it's going to be 5 7/8 by 5 1/2. And it will just extend a little bit into our pocket there. Then the green plaid, which is going to go on the front of our waterfalls. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And these measure out to 3 7/8 by 4 3/8. 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Then the backs measure out the same. 3 7/8 by 4 7/8, or 3 7/8 by 4 3/8. And you have 1, 2, 3. I should have 4, so I may just have to cut some because we have the little booklet that goes into the pocket, and I'm not seeing mine. Oh, I took them out. That's why, guys. Wake me up here. Okay. So we got the 3 7/8 by 4 3/8. Okay, that's got to be the 4th one. No, it's not. This is so weird. Okay, we have one on the inside, top and bottom, and they are 3 7/8 by 4 7/8, and you have 2 of those. So I must be, put those there, missing. Just need to cut that. I don't know how I missed that, but it's very easy with me. So we're going to cut a piece that's 5 3/8 by 4 3/8. And I grabbed this just in case. It was left over from cutting everything now. 4 3/8 or 5 3/8 by 4 3/8, and that's going to go on the back of my waterfall. But oh, I do need one more. 2 3, not there. Okay, so I'm going to go with another 4 3/8, and then I'll find it. And it should be 3 7/8. Okay, because we want 4 of the 3 7/8 by 4 3/8. Just one of the 4 3/8 by 5 3/8. And I did do a different punch on that. I did the angle one. So I want to go ahead. I'm going to just do the backs of my waterfalls first. I usually do start with the front, but I just want to do the back. Make sure we're going the right orientation before you cut those, trim those corners. And I loved this angle punch because it gave it that beehive look. There we go. Let's burnish it from this side. Oh, that's the wrong one. We can fix that though. Put him where I don't grab the rounded one. I do like that the angled is white, the rounded is green, greenish blue. These things fly if you have one of these corner rounders. Burnish that down nicely. Let's go ahead with the green, and I'm going to get all of these cornered. So kind of like here on the stumpy side, I call it. Yes. Wow, I thought I was over that from when we started. Short one of these. I can't count, you guys. No, I see one. There it is. I can count. I feel much better now. That doesn't go there. So let me see. I can't go on the other side. All right, let's double check. Oh, did I do it for the back? No, yeah, I did. Okay, let's get into our trusty dusty bag here. That's going to go, I believe, on the back here. Yes, it is. I don't want to do that, so we need to go 4 by 4 so 3 7/8 by 4 3/8. So let's cut our 4 3/8 first. I'm just lucky. I have one. And then we want just a piece of scrap that we can cut because it's going to go on the hinge. I'll show you. We're going to cover these inside hinges. So right here, we need 1, 2, 3. And I cut them a little bigger than 3/8 of an inch, and they're going to be 4 3/8. So I used a yellow or a honeycomb. Let's see, you can use any one of your scraps that you, oh, here we go. These yellow flowers will be really pretty. Let's already check the, no. So it's up to you. I know they're small. You can cut each one individual. I'll just cut my paper here at 4 3/8, and then I go to 3/8, and then I just go a hair over. We want 3 of those. And I just really thought yellow looked good in these, but you can choose any color that you like. I'm so used to going down to my right to grab it. Forgot it was up there at the top. And then we can just flip that right over. Then we have a really nice, useful pocket. Okay, 5 7/8 by 5 1/2. We're just going to put this down into our pocket. One over there, and then we need to cover our pocket down here at the bottom. So I'll use the B side, that is 2 7/8 by 5 7/8. Now inside, on the outside here, we want to put, let's see, we're going to need those. From our ephemera, or not the, I've been working with so many papers. There's the Chit Chat. There's, oh my gosh, this is not from your Chit Chat. It's from the bits. Oh, bits and pieces. There we go. Everybody has a different name for everything. And then one thing you want to do here is I do have one of our cut aparts. And I did a 4x4, but you can also do a 3x4 on the front. I'll show you the 4x4 in just a moment here after everything quits falling. And I have those. We're going to want oh, hey, we got some more border words. Pulling out all this cool stuff I still have left. So what you're going to want to do is just pick out whatever card you want to use. A 3x4, a 4x4, and this was that 4x4, but I put this on. So I put the wording itself on. But I want to be happy with this one this time, because it also goes with the black on the back. If you do a 4x4, or you can do You're So Sweet for the sweetest of memories. Oh, that's cute too. I think I'll Happy B-Day, the sweetest memories. That's cute together. So if you want, you can go ahead and do the corners to match. I think I'll do all 4. Let's see what it looks like. Let's do the smaller one. Or you can use that for photos if you don't want to cover it up. But that's pretty cute. Make sure that's straight. And then I did, like I said, I did use a sticker. If you want to use a sticker on there, I used the one that says So Blessed. Oh yeah, let's use it because it does go really well. Whoops. right down there in the bottom. Okay, there we have our really cute waterfall, and a pocket for those if you want loose photos. And let's grab the little booklet that we made. Okay. Again, leftover twine. This is from our sticker sheet. And I did do the black inside with the photo mats and then the green on the back. But my front is going to be just the plaid to match the waterfall, or I can use this back. I'll use the back side. I didn't have another piece of this one. Okay. And our piece is going to be 3 7/8 by 4 7/8. Then we have a 1-inch strip. And actually, I'm going to use this floral. And it's well, mine's 1 1/8 by 3 7/8. And it's going to go here at the top. Why did I do 1 1/8? Because it's too big. Let me cut this down. It should be 7/8 of a. I looked up and noticed I had hit my keyboard. I got to get this mouse completely out of here. I hit it, and so it took me off screen. You probably heard me still talking. I'm not sure if you did. I went ahead and did the matting here then and did this matting because at 1.39, and I'm terrible at editing. I need to really take a class on it. So just skip ahead, and I'm really sorry. Now, I am recording, so I'm hoping when I go back and put it in my program, I can edit that out. But if I don't, just know you saw me cut, and this is where I did get my matting done. Now I'm going to go ahead and we're going to punch a hole in the center here. So this is 2 inches. So I'm going to go at, it's 4 inches. I'm going to go at 2 inches just about in the center. What's funny is I have a little dot there. It's perfect. So I want to just punch a hole, and you can also put an eyelet in if you like. And, I should keep my eyelets on my desk, and then I would be able to just grab them and put eyelets in my thing. I need to get more organized with that so I can do them. But I didn't. You don't have to. You can or you can't. And then I'm going to take, not that one. Oh, I'm keep grabbing the ribbons. Okay, here's my one piece of ribbon. I just want to insert a piece of ribbon. And you probably have scraps. I just used a scrap piece before. It was like 4 or 5 inches long. I'll bring it down here. There we go, to the front. I'm just going to tie a knot. Now, on the original one, I used our stripe. There was some stripe. I think I had stripe in yours. Remember, I made this as the prototype, but I do believe you did have some. That slipped from me. Okay. Cut this one a little shorter so they more match. Okay, let me put that back in that book. And we are now going to add from our sticker sheet, home is where my honeybee. Or you can use a cut apart from your leftovers. But this was just the perfect size sticker. And then we'll do the matting on the inside. Whew, I'm glad that I didn't. That mouse is going to be the death of me. If I bump it just right, it has these crazy fancy buttons on the sides, which crazy fancy stuff isn't always that great because of this reason. Then it does that. It pops my screen off. Okay, let me grab this. And then we have some matting. I better have this so you guys can see. So we have our black matting, white, just the leftover white from our petite prints. And then I used the 2 sticker sheets. I really don't know what that's from, but It was in this pile because my pieces are 3 7/8 by 4 7/8, and I have 2 of these. And I'm gonna wrong one. I'm gonna do this over the garbage. Thank goodness for shop vacuums, because when I'm done, I just take my shop vacuum over my whole desk. I clean up and then I shop vacuum. And boy, am I going to clean up this afternoon. I am getting this desk completely cleaned off so that I don't have problems with my mouse. I have a huge desk. This is ridiculous. Our craft desk, I don't know how they get so messy, but I almost felt I did feel that, oh my gosh, I've lost my video, which I thought I did. And I'm done. I'm cleaning this desk off. That's all it took, right? Sometimes that's all it does take. Yeah, that's it. Okay, I just need to mute my camera for just a minute, but I am going to bring my mouse over. I'm still here, but let me just, I need to do a quick mute. The store is calling. Okay, I'm back. I just didn't want to get my recording turned off, but yeah, I have to let people know they can pick their mystery boxes up at the store. Okay, our white is going to be 2 7/8, and then it is 3 7/8 long. Stay open, and we're going to just put that there. A little bit, and you can choose. Oh, maybe I will use the grid. I've got to fix this. Sorry. It looks like, there we go. There's just a little piece. There still is. Sometimes those cutters. Okay. You know, if I use the grid, it makes for a really nice writing surface. So I'm going to use the grid side. But anyway, let me get this mouse out of here. It's got those crazy slide buttons. No, I have this awful feeling that I lost the whole video a few minutes ago. So you will see the graphics of our album come up. So just, you'll have to just fast forward. I'm sorry. Unless I can get that edited. Then if I did get it edited, you're going to be saying, what is she talking about? I'll try and keep those kind of lined up. Then I'm going to use Unbelievable. Well, I'm going to put Unbelievable at the top with a little strip of glue there. Then down in the corner, we have a yellow heart, or as I did on the other one, it was actually up at the top. So I'm just kind of doing these in reverse. Sweet like honey. Okay. Down here at the bottom. And I used a little teal heart. Our hearts are over here. Actually, I think the other one came from here, but it doesn't matter. You've got some on your sticker sheet. You have some in here. Now just do the outside so that we can still get a picture back there. Okay, now that is done. Oh, no, that's correct. Cute, cute. Okay, our next page, we have the belly band. Then I have, that's our photo mat, photo booklet. So page 2 looks like, let me check our back page. Okay, I'm going to turn it over. Oh, I did not cut these strips, but you're going to have, it looks like 3/4 inch. Yep. We'll do 3/4 of an inch. And we do have that left. So, okay. It's this side, but oh, okay. That goes on that page. Let me just get things sorted. So that goes on the back page. So I don't get mixed up this time as we're our belly band. Okay, I see what's happened here. This was the little bees, but I'm using the green floral. And I'm using the black. This one was the bigger. And it's going to be, nope, that's going on the back there. I did not cut anything for this. So we will, that's, oh, I know why. Because you're going to want to go through your scraps. And one thing that I do a lot with my mats is I do that, and I shouldn't, but here we go. We got one of the floral. Woohoo. I lucked out because you guys are about probably ready to kill me. Okay, our belly band, which we've already cut in the first tutorial. I like to wrap it on my matting. And then I like to put it on my page. That's our matting for. Then I put it down as a whole unit. and it just makes it easier. And I did, let me show you, 3/4 of an inch from the edge is where I put my belly band. So that's 3/4 of an inch right there, and it doesn't have to be exact. Oh, you could also reverse this and use that. This is what I put on the booklet. You know, I think I'm going to reverse it. Let's see how it looks. Or the green. This is the dilemma always. Oh, I'm going to go with green because I wanted it to kind of match when I created it. So I'm going to stick with the green. It matches all the little flowers, but you can reverse it. 6 3/8 by 8 3/8. So I'm just going to put one down first. We want to make sure everything's even. Sometimes I do have to readjust the belly band. Not very often, but sometimes. Because I don't like it to stick too far over the top. So I am going to fix this. Super easy fix. We're just going to put it in the scoreboard. Sometimes we'll have to move it. I just want to score at the top of the paper. There we go. Nope, that's not. Are you kidding me? It didn't score. That's really odd. It's scoring, but it's not. I can't even explain what it's doing. That is really crazy. Okay, but I like it to be snug at the top, because if it's snug at the top, then you also are going to have a better fitting belly band to where the mat won't fall out. It won't be too loose. But it's about 5/8 of an inch. So if you wanted to score yours at 1/2 and then 5/8, because it's 1/8 of an inch shorter. So that does totally make sense. And then we can put this down. Now, you can still put your belly band down on top if you like. This is just such a nice, it's just like such a nice fit. And then nothing will get stuck in there. Okay, now our tag. Oh, no, let's do our belly band pieces first. How about that? So my first piece is going to be 2 7/8 by 7 7/8. And that was the green petite prints. And then the polka dots are going to be 2 1/2 by 7 3/4. And this is what I used on the original one. Yay. We did something that matched perfectly. Now I just had a few spots here and there that we had to change. So I'm using the lined side. I just love that lined side. For the fun decorations, we want, well, first of all, for our photo mat, or that we're going to want the word happy, but we want bees in the tree. Then we want a bee that is, his wings are going to be on the right hand side. Then I want a bear. I knew my bears were in here. So we have a bear that has a sunshine and a bee on it. And I bent his little leg. And then we'll have the sticker that says, "My honey." Okay, so this will hang over the edge of our mat. Then the bee. Our honey bear. He's already been getting in the tree of honey. Okay, he sits at the bottom. And from our sticker sheet, "My honey." So I did do the front and the back. Right now I'm only going to do the front, and then because I'll need to go through and find some more leftovers. This is 5 by, oh, is it 5 by 6? Yeah, 5 by 6. So I don't want to hit the keyboard either. 4 7/8. I'm going to use those by 5 7/8. I'm going to use that. So this is where I had that 3/4 inch strip. And I'll take this one and cut it, yeah, 4 7/8. And then we'll cut this down to 3/4 of an inch. And those will go on the inside. Now you'll want to go through your collection, your pieces, and see what you have left for the back. Right now I won't. I will, but I won't right this minute. I'm going to do the front with you. So if you're following along and you cut like I did with the 6 by 8 binder album, you should have these pieces. I'm not guaranteeing you will, because we all do cut so different, but you should. And then I put happy. And this will go to the bottom. And then you've got room to write, or even articles. If you sometimes I'll see, there'll be little summer articles. I've done that with the December daily, and I put them in here. And like I said, I will do the back. If it doesn't end up being one, I'll probably have to use 2 or 3 different papers, and we'll just cut it. I'll just cut it to fit, and it'll be, like a piece quilt. Okay, so that goes inside there, and we're done. So let's go ahead and turn the page, and we've already got the pocket. And I don't fit before. Oh, these go to this other page, and I have to. Oh, I hope. Oh, you know how we did on the 6x8 the acetate? I ruined my other piece of acetate. Let me see if I. Oh, I do have a piece. Never mind. Okay, I have to do that. So we are good. We're good. Okay, we have our pocket down. We've already done that. And goodness, I cannot see, guys. I'm going to put my little piece in behind the pocket first, and it is 3 inches by 5 7/8. There we go. Then I can see that light yellow on the summer ivory. Can't differentiate there. I love hearing Homer or Charlotte come down the stairs because they're so quiet. They're those two. And then there's Wilbur. He's like me. And here comes the horse down the stairs. I always know when Wilbur's headed down. Okay, I need to round the tops. I love those two together. They're so pretty. Okay, let's make this pocket. Let's make this pocket really pretty. Let's grab a piece of our black, make a little photo mat on the front. That's 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. Then I used the same that I matted the back, and it is 4 1/2 by 3. Excuse me. Okay, that's going on the pocket. And then we need, let's go ahead and grab a couple of things because we need our flowers. And we need, there we go, the banner piece that says sweeter than honey. And I am going to put this down first so that I don't accidentally make no room for it. And I'm about a 1/2 inch from the left-hand side. Now your photo mat, I want you to put it down about 1/4 of an inch from the bottom, because we want to put we want the space up there at the top. So on your sticker sheet, the last one I have is the yellow. You could have one that's just a little bit different, and I'm going to put it down just a hair on my photo mat, so it's even with the top of the matting, and over to the right hand side. So even with the matting on your pocket. So it looks like you could pull it, but you can't. And then I want the word happy. I do not want those two to stick together. I'm using the word happy. And I'll put it right on top there. Now on the other one, my one here, finished one, I did use a green. And I don't know why I don't have that left, but I don't. And so yellow it is. Now, will I use that as a photo mat? I don't know, but you definitely could, when we're finished, if you have any bears or ephemera. So you could even turn that into just a cute, if you want to use some of your ephemera there, a cute little spot. Makes it really cute. Okay, we have our 2 mats. And let me tell you, I cut these down. I cut these down to 3 by 8, otherwise they were sticking way out. So when I trim these, I trim from the left hand side and the right hand side to make this 2 7/8 by 7 7/8, and then I just trim a little top and bottom. Now you can keep these the 3 by 8s and then cut this 3 1/8 or 3 1/4 by 8 and 8 or 8 1/4. I wanted them to fit down in more because the page is 6 by 8 and I didn't want them to stick over the top. Oh, what am I doing here? Oh, good Lord. Okay, well, I'll clean off the glue. Don't do that, guys. I don't know what I'm doing here today. But it's great entertainment, okay? And it cleans up great, so we're okay there. Did I not trim this one? No, I did. I just didn't put it on correctly. Now on the back, I did just put a scrap across the top that's 2 7/8 by 1, and just the little circles that were left. And you've got a bunch of circles, I'll show you, inside of your ephemeras that you'll have left. And I used this one here. This one's from the sticker sheet, and this one is from our inside stuff. I'm pretty sure, yes. So, I mean, you can even use this just for a cute little border. We can use the floral. I have, what do I have this? Oh, those are birthday words. I've got some polka dots. I have some yellow. I think I'll use the yellow and the blue. Those will look good. Okay. Let me do this correctly. There we go. have enough yellow. I'll just put yellow on both. These little pieces, and we'll just cut these at 2 7/8. They just look like a little bag topper on the top. Or you can use the grid side and use that way you can put the date on it. I like to use white or silver markers on my black paper. Okay, so I'll take my bee sticker from the bottom. And see, you've got these little round guys, but I think we use those. I don't, I swore it was a sticker. Oh, here it is. You guys, he was hiding. I thought it was a sticker. The little baby in the flower pod. Okay, we got pages done. Isn't that cute? And then you've got these to journal on. I just love it. Okay, not sure what we, oh, that's our photo map. Okay, we have these two pieces and we need to cut. I need to cut because I'd messed up this. And I found my red line tape. So I'm going to grab that. I've lost it through the whole other videos. Then I found it. I was so happy because we're going to need this. Okay, we had cut these 5 7/8, excuse me, by 2. Well, the top one, I mean the bottom one is 5 7. And then I need to cut, I did this on the video, but I ruined my last one. Sorry. So I'm going to cut mine. I'm going to cut it 2 1/2 by 5 7/8. I should not use this blade. Should use it, but I did. Now, if that size is different than what you remember, I'm sorry. It's just I really messed that other one up in the video. In the first video, if you recall. Okay, come on. What you quiet for? Whoa, that thing's really stuck. Oh, I know why he's crying. He's like, Mom, you didn't give us cookies today. No, I didn't. I've been down filming. So I want you guys to have your video. So I want the gold on the outside. Oh, I know, this is hard to see, you guys. Here we go. Much better. Oh, that's not good. All right. Let's see if I can do this without messing up this time. Oh, I destroyed it last time. Actually, I've got tape there. I'm actually going to stick a border strip there because of that. Otherwise, it'll be sticky. Let me just double check if I have a, so just so I don't use the green one, it looks like I can use a piece of border strip. Okay. Phew, I was sweating that. I was like, I cannot mess this up again. So you remember this little guy here? Yeah. I'm going to have to utilize this because I have tape. This is wider, this red line that I have. And back when we had a company that was making it for us, and then they had a little problem with COVID, and it's wider, so I've got it sticking down, but I'm going to put, I'd rather use red line, but I don't have a 1/4 inch. So I use what I have. So this is totally different than what I did, but I have, like I said, I have the red line sticking out there. I have no choice. I have to cover it. I don't have a way to peel it off because it's down there. So we have paper, and we shall use it. Yay. And that should be just fine. I don't have any sticky there. Okay. Let's see where we are. We are right here. Those are for the back. It's not page 4. It's actually page 3. Okay. I think we are good. I'm just double checking things to make sure I didn't. Oh, okay, that does go there. Okay, we're good. So this is going to be the page. I do need to cut these strips. And the black floral goes down because that's just going to be like a tuck where we slide through. And the nice thing is it matches, and it's 6 3/8 by 8 3/8. I'm going to have to fix my little gusset there and there. Now this, isn't that cute how that shows through? Our little tuck spot. It's a little wider than my original one because of where I put my tape. And what I did is I'm just gluing up the sides of the cardstock. You don't want to glue, I mean, I didn't want to add any adhesive there. I don't want it to get stuck, and you'll see it. I didn't want to see it either. And it's just for a photo mat, so it'll be, and it's going to be a little bit tight because it's just the little tuck spot. Okay, the original one I used are bees, but I'm going to have to use something different, which is fine. That does have those tags. I think, never mind, I have our bees. I didn't see that hiding down there. Perfect. Okay, so this one is 2 by 5 7/8. No, hope I didn't hurt mine. So I'll cut it at 1 7/8. I blade, no, seems okay. Oh, it needs to be just a little bit shorter because it's going to be 5 3/4. Because that's 5 7/8. So 5 3/4 by 1 7/8. Yes. And then the top, because I did add that, oh, 1 3/8 by 5 3/4. 5 3/4. And 1 3/8. I could also put one here, but that looks just fine. Then our photo mat, which is 4 by 5 1/2. See, it'll sit in there just nice. Now this one I made wider, so I may have to make this a little bit longer. And then we need, let's see what we need. We need our flowers. That says flowers on it because it's going to sit right there. So I just glue the little basket part. I didn't worry about the top. You can put, you know, a piece of red line tape on there if you like it to stick, or a dot, which I don't have any more foam dots, but it'll be fine like that too. That's what I did on the other one. It's just loose there. Or if it extends over the top, you can glue it to there. And then down here at the bottom, we're going to put Cute as Could Be, our sticker strip that says Cute as Could Be. Okay, this then you can pick out. So I have this one left, and I'll use the honeycombs, and it's 4 by 5 1/2. I will go ahead with a 4 by 5 1/2, but I'm going to also need a 4 by 6 probably, but it's tight because mine's so wide. Whoops, we don't need that. So I'm going to cut this at 3 7/8. Let me cut it at 5 7/8 first. No, 5 3/8. I was talking about 6. And then 3 7/8. I'll have those for something else. And you can do the front and the back. Yeah, I'll definitely make another one that's longer. Okay, back to our flaps, and I've really beat this guy up. So I need to do. So that's why sometimes I like to do these. Oh, wait a minute. Did we just temporarily? Nope, those are really down there. So pull that up and smooth that out. I've done a lot of pushing on it. There we go. Much better. We even cut those short. I really smashed it in there. So be careful. All fixed. One thing I did put on here was a magnet. And I was thinking not, I wasn't going to, but I think I will. So it's going to help hold that with the gussets. I don't use gussets a lot, but we needed it here. And that's why they do like to get smashed up. Whoops. Okay, we're good. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and do the inside so I can see it better. So 6 3/8 by 8 3/8, but I used this green polka dot. On the original one, I did use the green floral. I'm trying to figure out what I've done here. Let me look over my book. No, I had to have used the green polka dot here. You can use either side. I'm going to use the white. No, I just think this got put in the wrong place. Okay, so this is from our petite print, 6 3/8 by 8 3/8. And then once again, measure yours. Make sure you don't go over that gusset. If so, you might want to trim it. And I want to trim it just a hair. So you can use the light green. I mean, the green or the white on the green. The green and white, and you know what I mean, guys. Or the green. Let's use the green. Ouch. So we can think of it this way, because I keep thinking, why did I make the chipboard album first? Shouldn't have made the chipboard album first. Like I said, I wasn't going to make the 6x8 ring binder. So the way we're making this right now is really the way it would have been made had I done it reverse. So it's not much different. There's not much difference. And I think it looks pretty cool. Actually, I love it. How can you not love anything with this paper? Okay, now for the flaps, I did go with the white. Bring them over here. Okay, and what we're going to do is we will have a little border strip. with that black floral that I popped over. Okay, but we're going to do that last. I don't know where I set it over there. The white petite print is going to go there you go, front, and then on the inside we are going to use this yellow stripe. So these are all four, I believe, the same size. Yeah, because the way we cut our flaps, 5 3/4 by 5 1/8. So I do need to cut our corners, and I did use a different, use that third one. Did we round those off on the inside? Yes. So I'll leave that one out. I'm going to put this one away so I don't accidentally grab it. And you want to do the on the 5 7/8 inch side. And then because it's not directional, I'm just cutting one side of each. Okay. And then white on the bottom. I'm going to turn it this way so I can work on my top flap. Uh-oh, this went a little long. Hold that. It sure is. Oh, I know. I know a cutter that's getting a good cleaning tonight. Okay, bring that up, finish burnishing that. Okay, across the bottom, let's get a couple of different things. Let's get from your scraps. Do pull this little baby out. Should have it. And then I have this one that's 5 7/8 or more. You want it to be, you know, to fit in that spot. It's always fun when we're kind of down to our scraps. Okay, I'm going to use this one. This is perfect. I'm going to cut because we're going to use both sides. So we want 5 7/8, which it already is. And I'm going to do 2 1-inch strips. And then I'm going to do, because we're going to use that side and then we're going to use this side. And I'm going to do these at, let me double check there. I'm pretty sure they're 1/4, but I don't want to tell you wrong. Yes, they are. Then we need 2 1/4 inch strips. Okay. Top. Okay. So across the bottom, because it's just too white. Oh, I cut that shorter. If you remember, check yours. You may have cut yours a little bit shorter too. So I needed to take 1/8 of an inch off of everything to make it more like 5 3/4, because we did. I always cut it shorter to avoid it getting beat up in the hinge. Make sure that's the same length. You know, those are so little. Instead of in my cutter, I'll just put it on the edge here. Now that's going to be better. And I just mat it to the bottom. And then our little green strip is going to go right on the top. And I just butt those together. And we're going to repeat on the top. Okay, now let's get into our goodies here, because we need the word home. Home, and then we need our honey bears. We need mama and papa. So how cute is this? Oh, of course, Dad's always got his paws in the. Then we're going to use our strip word that says home is where your honey is. Then we need 2 little yellow flowers. I need that word, I do believe. Best not to lose it. Yeah, I can start combining things here real fast. So I'm looking for our flowers. What do we do with that? Here we go. You know what? I used two little yellow ones, but look at the black ones. You know, I didn't notice there was these black ones before. So I'm going to use these. Last time I used two little yellow ones, or you can use blue ones. So I used these. I'm going to use those. Those are adorable. Okay, home is where your honey is. This is going to go in the center, and I brought it up a little bit so it wasn't sitting on the green. So there's a space of white in between there. Oh, those are cute. I like those. Okay, and then home. Oh, gosh. Oh, okay. We have a little bee stuck there. Sticker sheet is next. Sticker sheet is not next. Sorry, it's right here. It's the heart that matches. So I put that between the bears. And I did use a little blue flower, but you can again choose which color you like from your flowers. Okay, so the outside is done. The only thing I did on the inside, remember I said with that black strip here. So I'm going to put this because I needed to break that up. So we're going to cut this at 5 3/4. And this was left from the border strip. And I just cut two pieces. Basically, let's just cut the yellow off, whatever size it is. Maybe not, because it looks like I have a little crooked cut here anyway. So let's put this. Yeah, it is. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and go with this. Let's go this way, and then I can get it even. Then I can cut it in half. There we go. I'm just going to cut this down the center of the white, which is going to put me at 2 3/8 of an inch pieces. So they're 3/8 approximately by 5 3/4. Whoops, from our scraps. And I put them at the top here just to break up those stripes. And then right here at the bottom. Okay, now we are going to pull out these. Did I not cut those last night? Okay, hold on. I had to move everything. I guess I didn't. Okay, what we're going to do, I cut the white. I didn't cut the floral to go on the top. Well, I guess we're going to be cutting. So actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut one and show you. And then we're going to do the back. And you can grab out, you're going to have some pieces left. What you want is either like that yellow that I just grabbed, polka dots, or the yellow with the little tiny black polka dots. I'm just kind of double checking too that I didn't stick those back in my bag. I thought I had cut them last night. There it is. I did not. Okay, well, I will cut them with you now. We're going to cut. Let me count how many we need. I think we need 12. And 12. Okay. Wow. So we are going to cut. Now, oh, your front is going to be a little bit smaller, if you remember. These are going to be, we're going to cut our strips at 2 3/4 by 1/2. And I do believe, yeah, my white photo mats are going to be smaller. You're going to need 4 from your white petite prints that are, let me give you the measurements, 2 3/4 by 4. It's going to go on the front. And the inside, you want 2 3/4 by 4. Now the rest of your matting is going to be 2 7/8 by 4. I believe I have 8. 2. Yeah, 4, 6, 8. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut one of the top matting with you. Let me put one together. And on this one, you're just going to go through and you're going to start at the bottom, top. Okay, open, bottom, top. So this one is going to be at the bottom. No, this one's at the top. Sorry. So you're going to start top, bottom, top. So when you open it, you're going to go bottom, top, bottom. You're just going to do it like we did that first one. And of course, you want to round these corners. Make sure I get the right one because the 4 on the front, there we go, are smaller. So let's do that one together. And then I'll do this one on the bottom and this one on the top. So you have that for reference on the video. And then I'm going to move on and do this with you guys, because this just repeats. And then after you do that, the page is done. So this first one is going to go on the top. And these are the smaller ones that are 2 3/4 top. So you could mark bottom, top. I just alternate them. So let's measure our bottom here, which is going, yeah, it's going to be almost 2 inches. So it's a little bit short, but you can actually, we're just going to cut it at 1 7/8 anyway, because we're going to cut our little border pieces at 1/2 inch from this. So I want to do the bottom one with you. Make sure I put that, because one's kind of a grayish. Well, guess what? This is going to go mine. Oh, we don't round those. I rounded the corner wrong. So mine's going to have to be a little different. Ignore what I just did. Because you saw what I did. I put it on the wrong side. Okay, let's do this correctly this time. Bottom. Okay. Remember, these guys are smaller. You're going to have a couple pieces like this. And then I've got the bigger one. I'll just cut it from here. 2 3/4 by 1 7/8. And you're going to need 12 of these. Note to self, do not cut acid acrylic with that again. Let's see. Nope, that'll be fine. Remember, it's just these front doors that are not as wide, so you can see the back. So again, bottom, top, and you'll alternate. So I did all of them the same like that. And then from here, I'm going to cut my first strip just at 1/2 inch, because I can get 2 strips out of this. And they're 2 3/4. The rest of your strips will be 2 7/8 by 1/2. So 8 strips at 1/2 inch at 2 7/8, and then 4 strips 1/2 by 2 3/4. And we are just going to cover top and bottom, so it covers right there. Okay, and that's what you do. You just kind of alternate back and forth. Okay, so those, now you'll just go through exact same matting, except for these 4 2 7/8 by 4, 1 7/8 by 2 7/8. You need, well, you need 8 of each and 8 of these. Okay, so I will do those here in just a bit, because we need to do the back, and we need to do that little pocket, which reason I want to work on this is because this is where I realized I messed up on my paper. So I cut this wrong. I didn't have any more of the patterns and solids, but let me show you. You've got yellow and you've got black. You should have a piece of black matting, which is what I'm going to use, or you have a green. Let me show you the green. You have that bright green. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to double mat the back. I cut this at the 6x8 instead of the 6 3/8 by 8 3/8. And that's okay, because with this collection, you can get away with double matting with all these pretty colors. And this is my absolute last. So this will be your last piece of black matting cardstock in your kit. So I'm really glad we had this left. But if you like the yellow or the green that you have left full sheets, you can use those. So I cut this at 6 3/8 by 8 3/8. This one ended up being cut at 5 7/8 by 7 7/8. And you can choose either side. But I'm going to go ahead with floral. Now the thing is, I don't know if you'll like that. Our pocket kind of extends over, so you don't see it all. So another option, if you want to save paper, like this piece here, you can put this down right on the black, and some of the black shows, but it's still nice. And then we can cut a strip here, which definitely will save you some paper. And that's actually what I'm going to do. I think it'll be just as pretty, because I did use the black petite prints on that other one, and you can barely see the dots. It was actually the piece I put on the front of our book. So if I was going to see more of this, then I would definitely probably be piecing some paper together. But all is good. And because we use quality cardstock to begin with, it's still going to look nice. Okay, so what I did is I just kind of put everything on here. And again, I kind of reversed some of my papers. But like I said, we're just pretending this is the very first album that you're making right along with me, and you're seeing how it would look if I had done it correctly. You know, and I know that's been bugging me, but I'm going to go with it. Last night I was debating, do I make a new one? I'm not. Okay, we are just going to put this down. And to be honest with you, I'm probably the only one that notices it's a little short. I mean, you guys probably do too, because you're crafters. But I can also put something there. Okay, now while that's doing its drying thing, we're going to measure here. Yeah, 1 inch. So it is going to be the 7 7/8, but it's going to look like a double matting, so it will not look horrible. In fact, yes, it is short, but it does not look horrible at all. Now, if that will drive you crazy, you definitely can hop in here. And I know I have this one if you like the black on black, or you can like double mat that strip. Or I know that I've got a few others in here left that are long enough. Plus, it's back together. I have this. Oh, I have this. And look, that would be cute too. Okay, let's try this out. It's always fun to try different things when we need to. Let's go this direction, and let's try this. No, we'll cut off our little bead antenna. So 1 inch is going to put me here. And do something. I'm going to turn it this way. Cut off a little bit there of the beads. Eight and 3/8. Let's keep him handy. But that's okay because it's, now what did I do here? It's supposed to be 8 and 3/8. I don't want it to be like that. Take a little bit, well, take a little bit more off. Oh, I know why. It's supposed to be 8 1/4. I'm okay. 8. Let's cut it to 8 1/4. Then it will give us a little bit of a border. So we could do that too. Or we can do this one that is the same length, basically, as the envelope. I kind of like that better. You know what? It's shorter, but I like it better. So I'm going with it. Okay. I'm happy with that. Then I did put this green. So that's 7 and 7/8. I had put this on the original album. Let me see how I feel about it on here. So I'm going to cut it 7 and 7/8, just like the paper. I had put it the length of the strip, but I'm going to go just the length of that cardstock. Yeah, I do like it. So I'll just mat it to the edge of the black. Just gives it a little finished edge. And that works for me. Okay, like I said, I did change a little bit what I did here. So I'm going to use the plaid with the yellow, and it is 2. Well, mine's a little short of 2 and 3/8 by 7 3/4. Reason being is you're going to have to, if you did a border, I want you to, you're going to measure your border, that space, and you're going to see that here a lot better with this here. There we go. So you can now see where my border is. And your border could be different. It depends on your border punch or if there's no border punch. So just measure the width. Then we'll put this down. Now on the original, I used the yellow and black stripe I used here. And I just, I didn't like it when I put it with this. So I'm using the Petite Prince. And I cut this 3 and 7/8 by the 7 and 7/8. So 3 and 7/8 by 7 and 7/8. I felt that the stripes back here that I had used before. It just was, it was too much. But on the original one, it looks okay because I have, you know, that black paper in here. Maybe, I don't know, but I like, oh, I like this better. Why didn't I do that in the first place? Okay, then I'll do a black piece here. Nope. I cut that to go in here, I believe. So I cut a black piece there. And yeah, this is smaller. So it is the 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. Nope, I'm going to use the floral. Isn't double-sided paper wonderful? It gives us choices. Go around those magnets. And then the piece for the inside was the 2 1/4, or 2 3/8, or 2 1/4 by 7 3/4. Yeah, that's really bright. I mean, it caught my eyes. I was like, whoa. It's like when you are looking at your cell phone in the dark, or you turn it on to see what time it is, and all of a sudden it's like, whoa. That's what that side reminds me of. It's bright. Okay. Just to cover it and make it, help it look finished. And again, this is a great place for those summer tickets, loose photos, anything you just want to put down and you don't want to glue. Okay, let's close that. Let's decorate. So for this one, I could not resist. This is where I used, what's going on, our teapot and our cute little cup. In fact, honey and tea would be very nice right now. And then I put a cloud. And you've got some clouds, see, with their eyes open, and some with just the little slants. This one has his little eyes open. And then we want another flower. And I made, it was one. Oh no, okay, I put this one together. Okay, so what we have is this little guy first. Excuse me. I forgot this one was not one that they put together. So we're going to put this down first. He's going to be up there above. And then you should have a yellow one. And then we want a piece of grass. And that's going to cover our bottom stems. So that's pretty good when you put one together and you can't tell. Okay. First, I'll put my little cloud down here, and which, you know what? He looks really good on this blue or bluish green. And then our pot, we only want to glue half. So it's about a third of the, I mean, it's half, so it's about a fourth or so. Yeah, looking at that, tea and honey would be very nice right now. Okay. So if anybody wants to bring me a hot cup of tea, let's get out our banner piece that says the best life. And it's like we only have 1 or 2 left. The best life. Okay, let's put, excuse me, let's put these little flowers together real quick. And while that's drying, let me grab my mouse. And I just need to mute for a moment. Okay. Now that's drying. We're going to put our little bee there in the back. Let me just send a message over to the store. And there we go. We will make it so it's like all together. So I have my little bee sticking up. So I put glue all over the stem. See, we made our own cute little embellishment. Then let's go ahead and glue this down. Because we're having a garden party. That's what this reminds me of. It's just a really cute, tea party out in the garden. Oh gosh, I just looked out the window and the sky is like the brightest blue, and then there's just a few fluffy clouds, and I'm like, it's a doodle bug sky, you guys. It's so beautiful. I know my husband has to live with me. He's like, you're a child. I'll look. It's like, man, what a gorgeous sight to look out your window and see. Oh my gosh, you guys, we're done. Except for I'll have to go back and do that. But there is our fun chipboard album. Now let's go ahead and tie this shut and do our cover because we have some cute things. Oh, and then if you want, let me show you. So you can go back through. Actually, let me do this with you really quick because we only need to cut 2 of them. I'm going to grab this and let me see something. This one or this one. Let me go with this one. So I'm going to cut this whole piece. We're going to do those inside strips. So we know our album's 8. So we're going to cut this at 8 3/8. And then I'm going to cut these to, we have a 1/2 inch gussets. So just a hair over the 3/8. And again, a hair over 3/8. Okay. And then, so that was 8 3/8. And then this little piece I have left, we only need 2. I will cut this at 8 1/4. And I'm going to cut 2 1/4 inch pieces. I'm going to double mat this. Because it'll be cute. Excuse me. And, oh, well, I don't know. Maybe I'll use this side. No, I think I'll use the green. You know what? I'm going to use one of each. And you'll see why in a minute. One there. Oh, yeah. Let's do one of each. Then we'll do our cover. This side, maybe I'll do that. Yep, and the green on the front. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I screwed this up. Our pages are only, you guys, my hinges are 7 and 7/8. It's okay because we're going to take a slot here. Then we're going to turn it so they match. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. So 7 and 7/8. But you want to cut both ends and then see it matches nicely. After we're done recording, I'm taking a nap. Can you tell? But it's not big mistakes. So trust me, if it was a great big mistake, I would refilm. Okay, so I think I'll put that one there and this one there. Oh yeah, I like it. So I like the double matting. It looks even more finished. And it will fit top to bottom. Cute. That's cute. Oh, this whole album is cute. This is one of those albums I'm putting pictures in one. The other one will go to the store, and then one will also, it will also be, if you're coming to this retreat in person in September, it just might be one of the giveaways. We do that because as designers, we get so many. We have to start giving them away. Oh, so cute. Okay, that, oh my gosh, turned out awesome. Oh, is my magnet a little wonky? Oh, it is. Well, I ain't giving this one away. I'll put the pictures in this one, guys. Now let's go ahead and tie our book closed. We're going to put our cute decorations on the front, and we can say we are officially done. Right now your albums are stiff. They haven't softened yet, so it'll close better when it's softened. I'm just hanging it over my desk. Kind of hate to cover the front. It's so pretty. Love it. Okay, so let me just get this here. We're going to start with our sunshine and clouds, or sunshine and cloud. We want the word summer, which we will put right into that cloud. We want family fun. We have our bee house. So everything, yeah, we have to kind of lay it out. We have our bee house. Now behind here, I used this honeycomb piece. So actually that will go flat, and that's going to be popped up on there. Then we have our sleeping bee taking a break outside in the hammock. We have hold on, because we're going to use those up. Now, one thing too, we had I thought of putting my summer. I want to show you that. So you definitely could, if you want to have more my, there we go, my family fun summer. So you can have that more title. It depends on if you feel, it was too much. I thought it was cute. It's a possibility, but then I'm like, we do have a lot going on. Super cute though. Okay, I am looking for this little guy. I have a blue flower that's going to kind of peek out from the house here. Checking things out. We need a piece of grass here at the bottom. It has to match over there. And so the one thing I'm looking for is this big flower. And let's get everything all into one. I'm not, oh, there it is. Say, I don't remember using that. And then I do have another bee. And he's kind of flying. So actually, I know, no, this is we are going to put all this up on foam. So let's get out. Now on this one, I used all my big dots, all of them. Okay. I'm going to start here with Family Fun. I'm going to cut them in half. We need 3 of those cut in half. It's right there at the very top. Okay, now he needs to come up and over, quite a bit to the top there. But lay down your summer first to make sure it's where you want it. And we don't want to put a big dot on here. We want to put it, because the summer is just going to glue onto there. So you can put your finger there and then just place your foam dots on everything else. Then, let's get the bottom too. He is going to attach into there. Okay, so I'm going to start with the house. The house is going to come down quite a bit, but let's get our foam on here. We're not going to put him down yet. We're going to, this is what I did before. Wait a minute. Do not do the house, guys. Oh, wait a minute. No. Wait a minute. What did I do wrong? No. Hold off on the house for a second. That's why, see, my house is, you don't notice it, but it is sitting wonky. We need to do this onto here. Okay. So this actually, we need to glue this here. So just here on this edge. Let's see. There we go. Kind of angled here. That's why my house is sitting wonky. Like I said, you don't notice it. I do. Like, why did I do that? I popped this up. And it made, my house is going to fall over. It is. Now we can add all of our dots. There we go. To our whole unit. it does take quite a few. So if you have strips that you want to use, I just want support there. All right. This is where I need to get better at editing so that when I'm doing the dots, I can speed up real fast and just rip them off. But if you're a beginner, I know speeding up. When I was a beginner, it made me nervous. People would speed up the videos and I'd be like, wait a minute, I'm not there yet. And I hit the mouse. I just am checking my recording. Okay. Now this little guy didn't pop up. And if you don't want him there, that's okay too. It just reminded me of a sorority house. And everybody's here having fun, so the little flowers got to pop out there. And let's get our grass before I lose it. Just so it doesn't show. And I'm like, my husband had come down. So are those a bunch of drunken bees? No, that's where he said, that looks like a sorority house. Okay. It's not, but it could be. Oh, I did put, okay, hold that thought. We need another piece of grass, our long one. This little guy. We're going to put this on. So it just needs to be glued to the feet. I just noticed that. And it has the flowers. So whenever you want to do an add-on like that, you really do need to glue it on first. Then you can pop it all up at once. I should have done that there. Okay. And then our little bee flying out of the hive there, right here. And I do want to get one of those blue flowers. I have a blue flower. Yes, I do. I popped one here, mostly for color. And this little guy. Okay, let's now see these little tiny dots. I put them inside of these flowers. And I did use the yellow ones. They can be real boogers if you don't have a pickup tool. And I don't have a pickup tool. I can't find one to buy that I like. I had a bunch come in and they had these wax tips. And these wax tips broke right off. And I'm like, no, I can't sell those to customers. That would be absolutely crazy. Okay, now on the door, right there, I put a little tiny black one, but it still was a little bit, I felt, too big. There we go. So from this sheet, because they're super teeny tiny, I'm going to add a black dot right there instead of from your regular dots anyway. And then I'm just going to now put a couple of bees from here. Going to make it cute and shiny one with the going that way. I have one here and I have one there. And that is the conclusion. So you do have, I mean, some little cute things, but there's a lot going on at our sorority house here, at our bee sorority house. Okay, we are done. So fun. So our summer album is now finished. See, we got a bigger spine. So actually you're going to have a lot more room in there for photos and a lot more memory keeping, which is what we want to get those summer memories into our albums. Thank you so much for watching. The next video will be the finishing our berry. So if you need to get your album cover made, you want to just create the album cover from this because they're the exact same size in your kits. The only difference is the inside. So we will be doing the pages and then we'll do our decorating. So everybody, thank you. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.